Moments ago, President Donald Trump says he has issued his first tariff on Colombia after 2 U.S. deportation flights of undocumented migrants were not allowed to land in Colombia.
3 hours later.
And it seems like the Colombian president has already caved to President Trump's threats here.
Oh my God, Donald Trump just unleashed his full power on Colombia in the middle of golfing. So the Colombian president refused 2 flights filled with Colombian illegal immigrants. When Donald Trump got wind of this in the middle of golfing, he put out a Truth Social post, and 5 holes later, the Colombian president was offering his presidential plane to come pick up the immigrants. I'm not kidding. I don't know about you, but I have been waiting for this moment that Donald Trump would show the world a glimpse of this leveled up Trump. As always, like the video and subscribe to the channel, but where I want to start with this is CNN reporting Trump's threats after hearing that the Colombian president refused these planes. Watch.
Moments ago, President Donald Trump says he has issued his first tariff on Colombia after 2 U.S. deportation flights of undocumented migrants were not allowed to land in Colombia. CNN's Steve Contorno is joining us now live from Florida. Steve, tell us more.
Yeah, Fred, just moments ago, Donald Trump reacting to the news that Colombia had blocked planes carrying undocumented migrants from delivering those individuals back to their home country, and Trump now retaliating with tariffs and threats of more tariffs. He said in a post on social media, quote, "I was just informed that the 2 repatriation flights from the United States with a large number of illegal criminals were not allowed to land in Colombia. This order was given by Colombia's socialist president, Gustavo Petro, who is already very unpopular amongst his people. Petro's denial of these flights has jeopardized the national security and public safety of the United States." So he has then goes on to say that he is taking some action against the Colombian government, including a 25% tariff on goods coming from Colombia immediately, and he threatening to raise that to up to 50% next week. He also is calling for a travel ban and immediate visa revocations on the Colombian government officials and sanctions on party members and family members that support the Colombian government. So, Fred, this is an early example of how Donald Trump's immigration crackdown is already colliding with his foreign policy and trade proposals, and the first of maybe more to come, Fred.
Now, all the Democrats have been taking this short-lived moment to try to get some sort of victory in, that world leaders are standing in the way of Trump's agenda, that he's not going to accomplish what he set out to. Their spirits are so low, they're trying to grasp on to anything that they possibly can to try to prove to us that we didn't elect the most effective president probably in modern history. But this was what Trump was doing while he sent out that Situation Room level Truth Social post. Yes, that is Marco Rubio, his Secretary of State that you saw at the end of that. Trump was golfing, took a quick break to discuss foreign policy with his secretary, and then got back to the golf course, only to hear that the Colombian president has now offered up his own private plane to come pick up those migrants. This is what effective governance looks like. What do the Colombians mean they're not going to take back their citizens? And the Democrats hate the concept of masculinity, so what they expect our president to do in that situation is roll over and play nice and grovel and try to get them to do what we want in the name of diplomacy. They're so Trump deranged, they would rather have somebody spineless and feeble in charge, probably because they're all about representation, and that's exactly who they are. But the rest of us want a leader who's going to take charge and stand up for our interests. Like we are the greatest country in the world. We're the strongest. We're the most prosperous. We ushered in the era of world peace, democracy, equality, freedom across the world. We saved the world from tyranny 2 times. Our military protects the waterways and allows this comfortable, peaceful way of life to exist. Our businesses are the biggest. Our colleges are the best. Our hospitals are the best. Our citizens are the richest. Our citizens are the most generous. We take in the most amount of immigrants globally per year by a long shot. We're the most ethnically diverse. We're the most tolerant. America is a great place to be. And I love that we have a president who is standing up for that. Now, here is Fox News reporting only 5 short holes of golf later that the Colombian president has caved and sending his private jet. Watch.
Next up, we want to talk about a big issue that has been happening really within the last 12 hours right now with the pressure of President Trump putting on the Colombian leader. And it seems like the Colombian president has already caved to President Trump's threats here. So let's bring in a very special guest here on Live Now from Fox to help break it down. Hal Kemper, national security expert. Thank you so much for being with us here. We always appreciate it.
Oh, thank you, Mike.
All right, so let's talk about this, Hal. It seems like this was all done within a round of golf here for President Trump, who is enjoying this Sunday golfing as he normally does. But it seems like we already got a conclusion to this whole ordeal with taking back the migrants.
Mike, if they were playing a round of golf, I'd say they were playing 9 holes. This went really fast.
I'm sorry, I don't mean to make fun of the Colombian president, but from denying the immigrants to offering up your own presidential plane is a hell of a difference. And this should be a message to all the Democrats who think all these countries are just going to sit back and absorb these tariffs. I have to think most Democrats don't understand the true value of the American market, because if they did, they would realize tariffs on any of these countries, just simple ones like 25%, not even these higher ones, would cause economic ruin in these countries. America represents 28% of the world's GDP. China represents another 20%, but China represents it because they're a manufacturer. America represents it because we're a consumer. We have money to spend. If any of these international companies get cut off from the US market, it means that instantly, overnight, half your staff has to get fired. Companies start failing. And again, I think Trump's been pretty clear. He's not trying to antagonize countries. He's trying to do what he can to get other countries to play fair in the name of America first. Our primary goal as Americans is no longer to siphon the wealth from our citizens and distribute it vastly across the world. Now, what makes this moment even funnier is earlier today, Tom Homan did an interview, and the reporter asked him, what are you going to do about these countries that are saying they're not going to take the immigrants back? And Tom Homan's answer is almost as funny as the actual events that transpired. Watch.
Let's talk about those flights again. With the host countries, you flew all of those people back. Were all of the people arrested on the first day, for instance, repatriated? And what about those countries that won't take them back?
Oh, they'll take them back.
What do you mean by that?
We got President Trump coming to power. President Trump puts America first. Mexico didn't want to remain in Mexico program under the first administration. They did it. They didn't want to put military in the southern border. They did it.
How do you convince them?
El Salvador didn't want to take MS-13 members back. It took President Trump 48 hours to make that happen. President Trump's going to put America first.
So El Salvador was 48 hours, and now Colombia has set the record for the quickest country to cave at like 40 minutes. And the only unfortunate part about all this is that it reminds me just how intentional Biden was in screwing up the country. I promise I'm going to be optimistic and forward-looking, but when you see how a real president can quickly take care of serious issues, it just forces the memory into your mind of how inept the last administration was. J.D. Vance said it best. Donald Trump in 6 days has already accomplished way more than Joe Biden in 4 years. And if you haven't seen JD's interview where he destroys this smug CBS reporter, it'll be up at the end of this video. But let me know what you guys think down in the comment section below. If you enjoyed the video, make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. Turn on those notification bells so you never miss a video. And I will see you guys in the next one. And go Chiefs.